If you're a Muslim like me who's spending time at the gym, training, making sure that you are fit and ready to be able to protect your family, whether it's your wife, your kids, your friends, whoever it might be, and you've chosen Muay Thai, traditional Muay Thai as a base to be able to do this, here's 4 reasons why that might not be the best choice for you and the adjustments that you can make to make this style work as optimally as possible. Number 1 is that traditional Muay Thai is very kick heavy. What you'll find is whether you train in the West or whether you train in Thailand itself, a training session generally looks like this. They'll hold the pads, jab, jab cross, kick, kick, switch kick, jab, kick. Very kick oriented, especially kicks to the body, because that scores really high in Muay Thai competitions. In a street fight, you might get your leg caught, and that's unintentional because people who are on the streets, they don't intentionally catch your kicks, but they might catch it unintentionally. You might not be wearing the appropriate clothing. There might be more than one person. And if you are taking yourself off balance for that amount of time, throwing body kicks or kicks to the head, this might not be the best thing. If somebody bull rushes you, or if his friend comes over and he hits you whilst you're throwing your kick and you fall over, or you're going against anybody who has any kind of wrestling background who takes you down and now you're on the floor and now your striking is kind of gone out of the window. And generally speaking, especially when people do throw kicks to the body, the reason as to why they fall over is restricted clothing. You're wearing jeans, you're wearing a thobe, you're wearing whatever it might be. It's not a great idea for you to throw those kicks to the body. The second reason is bad boxing. Now, Thai boxers, out of the vast majority of fight sports, excluding MMA, they have the worst boxing. They definitely don't have the boxing of a kickboxer, and they most definitely don't have the boxing of a boxer. Standing there, especially in that normal traditional Thai style with a narrow stance where they're very, very methodical and they kind of stand there in a very rhythmic kind of way, and it's kind of like single shots, jabs, jab, jab cross, and you know you're hitting maybe 1 or 2 combos. That's not going to be the best idea for fighting in the streets, because if you're versing 1 person or if you're versing 2 people or 3 people, you don't have the time to be standing there and throwing 1, 2 combos. You have to be putting yourself into range. You need to be putting yourself throwing off 3, 4, 5 combos, finishing the job as fast as you can. You don't want to be standing there throwing jab, cross, hook, kick. It's too slow. You need to start incorporating, you need to start working on your boxing so that it can translate as best as possible in street fight scenarios. Number 3 is the narrow stance. Now, Muay Thai guys, they are the most susceptible people to takedowns. They have a very, very narrow stance, and the narrow stance allows for those heavy kicks, like we said earlier. But the problem with this is that you can't move around as easily. You're not as agile. You're not able to take angles. You're not able to move side to side. You're not able to move forwards and backwards as easily as a kickboxer or as a boxer would. Now, the narrow stance is quite easy to take down as well. So this is another reason as to why the Thai boxing stance in a street fight might not be the best idea, because if you're versing 1 or 2 or 3 people and you're not moving around very much, that's going to be quite difficult for you to handle. And number 4 is going to be single attacks. Muay Thai focuses very, very much on single or doubles. They're not very combo oriented. You don't usually find Thai boxers who stand in the pocket and who throw 4, 5, 6 different combinations like you would with the kickboxers, like you would with the boxers. It's very more methodical. It's very more calculated. It's more so when you're there and you're fighting, whether you're sparring, whether you're fighting, whether you're on the pads, jab, 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 cross, hook, leg kick, body kick, hook. A lot of single attacks. Just like I said earlier, if you're fighting 1, 2, 3 people, this isn't going to be the best way for you to deal with that situation, especially if you've got your loved ones with you, especially if your wife is there, especially if your children are there and you really need to get this done quickly. Throwing single attacks or doubles is not going to cut it. Now, what are the adjustments that you can actually make to be able to make this fighting style a lot better? Number 1 is to not kick above leg level. So if we're going to be throwing kicks, calf kicks, leg kicks, and try and stick to that. Teeps to the body, Muay Thai is excellent at it. Keep those because they're very, very useful. But try not to go anywhere. But try not to go for so many round kicks. Try not to go for so many head kicks, because it's just not going to work as well, especially if you are in restricted clothing like a thobe or like jeans or any of these kind of things. Muslim attire, generally speaking, especially the thobes, they can be quite restrictive. So you have to pay attention to the clothing that you are wearing on that specific day, and especially on different areas where you might be going, which are maybe more racist or which are more Islamophobic. People who don't like Muslims, who see your wife in hijab, who see your wife in niqab, and they want to start trying to cause problems. They want to start trying to harass your wife or your child or your daughter or your son or whatever it might be. You need to pay attention to the clothing that you're wearing. You need to pay attention to where you are and where you're going so that you can act accordingly, so that you can adjust your fight style as needed. The second thing is going to be start working on your boxing. You're going to need really good boxing. These hands, very, very useful. Especially if you are in Muslim attire. If you're in a thobe, these are practically all that you've got. Yeah, you've got your elbows, and Muay Thai is absolutely amazing, especially with elbows clinching, beautiful. However, when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to throwing kicks, especially the Saudi thobe, that's not going to be very, very good for throwing kicks. You're definitely not going to be able to knee, and it's going to be hard to wrestle as well. So, understanding your clothing, start utilizing that boxing, really get good at throwing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-piece combos, and get used to being in the pocket, get used to throwing, being a pressure fighter, so that you can get things done as fast as possible. The third thing is to start widening the stance. Now, the Muay Thai stance is very, very good for Muay Thai, but it's not great for street fighting. You need to widen that stance. You need a stronger base. You need something which, if somebody was to bull rush you, or if somebody had a friend, or if somebody had any kind of wrestling background, even if it is he's only been there twice and he only knows a double leg, you need a stronger base. You need to be able to stand firm on your feet so that you can at least keep your balance, you can keep the fight standing, and you can actually finish the fight whilst you're balanced. Anybody who is an experienced fighter, anyone who's been to a Muay Thai gym, kickboxing gym, boxing gym, you know that balance is key. If you don't have balance, you can't fight. So you need that wider base, and you need to be able to keep yourself solid, firm on the ground so that you don't get taken down, and so that you can move around, and so that you can be agile. If there's one person, 2 people, and you're in that Muay Thai stance and you're very, very narrow, you're not going to be able to move around. If a person's there and he's coming forwards towards you, you're fighting the first one, the other one's on his right, or the other one's on his left, you can start to move, you can start to shift, take those angles whilst you are hitting one, move away from the second, so that you can deal with the first person. Once he's done with, then it's just a one-on-one, and it's very easy. You can go back to your Muay Thai style. But you need to be agile. You need to be moving in, out, left, right, make things really, really hard for those unexperienced people who want to start fights with you, or who might be a potential threat to your family. And the last thing is going to be start comboing up. You need to learn how to combo, especially boxers, kickboxers, they're really good at this. Thai boxers, not so much. Single shots, not really going to cut it. It isn't a 5-round fight. It's not a kickboxing match. It's not a Muay Thai match. You're there, the person's threatening you. He could have a weapon. He could have friends, whatever it might be. You want to try and finish this as fast as possible. Of course, as a Muslim, bear in mind that you want to finish this in a way in which is Islamically appropriate, and one which doesn't ruin your life, because you don't want to end up in jail. However, you really want to finish this quick. So one of the easy ways to do that is to combo up. Get used to throwing 3, 4, 5-piece combos. They don't have to be to the head. The average person has a very, very weak body. They're not conditioned. They can't take punches like the trained fighters can. So going for those body shots, going for those leg kicks, but just combo up. 3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece combos. Keep them guessing, make it quick, and get it done as fast as you can.